And do you think that in England the situation of heavy metal bands are easier than in any other country?
There's a lot of places you can play.
Yeah.
Hundreds. If you're a pub group or a club group, there is hundreds of clubs. You know. If you're prepared to play in the small places, there's hundreds of places to play. You know. But
we won't play in the clubs.
We just refuse to play.
Back home, everybody says play the clubs, play the clubs, play the clubs. You're not playing the clubs. So we turned round. I think it was it last year that we done the K Club? Last year, yeah. Last year, beginning of last year, we turned around and says, right, we will play one club, just to prove to you that we can't play a club. So we took all the Venom equipment, all of our own gear, we took it all along, piled it up, right? Fucking, I mean the stage, it was about as long as this. It was terrible, right?
Tiny.
Set all the Venom gear up, fucking start the set, whack bang, fucking everything was tuned up, walls fucking fell down, the
ceiling was all covered in.
By the way,
everyone was going.
By the way,
hell, you know,
you've got the reputation to have the biggest equipment in the world. Could you make a listing of your equipment?
No,
too much.
You can't tell anybody, you know.
No, let's say
it's like telling everybody.
How many Marshall, how many?
I was started. The scaffolding. You understand scaffold? Poles, 7.5 tons. Yeah, 7.5 tons. The lights, 280,000 watts. Right? The PA.
This was in America.
PA is 10,000. Okay. Marshalls.
12 Marshalls.
12 Marshall for only.
Now I've got 10 bins and 2 4x15 Marshalls, so that's like 12 altogether.
14 drums. Yeah. 14
Tomcats and that.
Steps out the front, all steps. 2 backdrops.
Lights, lasers.
2 backdrops. Lasers. Yeah. Hydraulics for the. Muchos explosives as well. Explosives, yeah.
Lots
tons,
of
3 tons of explosives. A concert, one concert, yeah.
And do fans stay in front of the stage in your concert? Or
Not for long. We have a barrier.
We have a barrier to keep them safe, you know. I mean, we don't want to hurt anybody. We don't want to kill anybody. I mean, people say. I read one interview where people said, "Oh yes," and Venom was safe because they were sitting backstage when the bombs went off. No way. We're the nearest to the bombs. We stand, you know, away from the bombs. The bomb goes, whack, we feel it because we like that. That gets the rush going, you know.
So we run on stage and everything.
If anybody's going to get killed, it's me and him. Not the crowd. The crowd are safe, you know. The crowd shit themselves. Whoa, what was that? No, we don't want to kill anybody. No way.
The explosion at the beginning of Witching Hour is going to be the biggest explosion you're ever going to see in your life. I guarantee that.
We have photographs from America, and there was a guy on the balcony. There was a balcony taking a photograph, and the whole balcony did that. The whole balcony moved. And you can see it by the photograph.
Yeah, we've got a
photograph shows it.
We've got a photograph, right? It shows the first explosion at the beginning of the concert, and there's lights that were hanging down in the hall, and you can see they're all blurred to one side, where the balcony actually shifted.
You know, the building moves.
The building moves.
When we did Belgium,
or paint or concrete coming off the ceiling.
When we did Belgium, Orange gig, we're standing outside the stage, and then we'll run on, bam, fucking get up, and I ran to the front of the mic, and the whole crowd were down. You know, what was that?
And are your ears still safe?
Yeah, they are so far. One day they'll
no earplugs.
One day
not like Ted Nugent, the fucking wanker.
One day my ears will go, but now it's
when we're old men, for 80-year-olds.
Bleed. brains up.
When we're about 80.
Okay.
The whole Venom thing is just excitement, you know. Just wow, you know.
Over the top.
It's the biggest show on the earth. That's what we want.
We don't want to go on for an hour and do an hour's for the money. We don't go on to do it
anything
to make
for money. We do it.
We want to do it for us and for the people.
How many times does your show last?
Hour and a half.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then if they want encores, there's more. You know, if they start shouting for more, they get more.
Have you any friends in the other heavy metal bands?
No, some bands. I don't know.
I hate all bands.
You hate all bands.
Yes. I hate all living things on this earth.
I don't believe you.
We do know some bands, you know, but they're not very friendly towards us. Because I think it's because we've gotten so far by doing so few concerts, you know. But again, the reason for doing so few concerts is because they're very expensive, you know.
And we consider the Venom gig to be an event. It's something that you don't forget, you know. I mean, going back to the Satanism bit, if say for example Satan was to pop up in front of you, you wouldn't forget it. You're a fucking wall. You know, you would shit yourself, you wouldn't forget it. You don't forget the Venom gig. We don't want to play a little gig and go, hey, meet Satan and all that. And the crowd will go, oh, you're right, good night. We want to do a gig, excite them, frighten them, make them just really ecstatic, and everything is really frightening and exciting.
There's a saying in Hollywood which says, always leave the people wanting more. Always leave the people needing more, wanting more, come to see more. That's where we are. Everybody wants to see more. We'll never leave everybody completely satisfied. Everybody wants to see some more.
That's honesty I told you about. That's what I felt listening to your records.
Yeah.
Because I think
we're an honest band.
Yeah, we're not out to bullshit people.
Yeah.
People come along to see us, and if the biggest show in the world isn't in front of them, then let them write into every magazine in the world.
Let them get their money back. They get their money back.
They'll get their money
We're
back.
prepared to stand up. You must understand that, okay, maybe you like Venom, maybe you don't. But the point is, you must understand, Venom are setting themselves up. There are a hell of a lot of people in the world think we are a fucking big joke. And they tell people we're a joke, they tell people we're funny, we're bad musicians, we're shit. But we set ourselves up to that, you know.
I mean, you come to a Venom gig, you don't see the best musicians in the world, you don't hear the best lead breaks in the world, the best bass solos, the best drum riffs, but you get the most powerful show in the world, the most exciting show in the world.
I know you don't like the comparison with Motorhead, but
No.
in that trip, in that mental trip, I think the honesty the same.
Honestly,
because before
it used to be.
No, I don't.
I don't think it is now. I think with Brian Robertson, I think now Motorhead are playing rock stars a little.
Lemmy's the same.
Lemmy's the same.
Lemmy's the same.
Animals the same. Animals.
Yeah, I know Lemmy and that.
Yeah. But Brian Robertson maybe is a superstar. You know, Thin Lizzy is. You know. I don't know.
Before knowing you, I always was listening to Motorhead, and I got the idea.
I like the
Venom
first
is
LPs. Good. Motorhead first LPs. I've got them. They're good.
Yeah.
The new LP.
Live LP Motorhead live. Great. Really raw.
As far as you took the risk to put a very raunchy singer, the voice is very rough.
Yeah. Well, that's
As many bands actually, actual bands sing very high, like ladies and.
Too many bands. Yeah.
That's it. Everything's powerful. The guitar is powerful. The bass is powerful. The drums are powerful. The vocals, everything. The
Venom
lyrics.
would sound silly if he was going. Silly, you know. It's silly. The whole point is it's all.
Venom comes from the gust.
Oh yeah, all bottom end. Yeah.
That's right.
Everything is bottom end apart from lead breaks. Lead breaks are off the top. Everything else is
Just to separate, you know.
everything else is on the floor. Yeah. You go to hear Venom and you hear the bass pins on the PA.
Blows your guts out, you know.
The tops, you know, doing that thing.
Wow.
And have you a conception of the society in which you live in? I mean, not speaking of music. When you don't make music, your own music. Have you do you have a consideration for the society in general, the problem of the world, or are you totally involved in your music?
Well, we live for our music. You see, the reason I'm sitting here, and the reason that I'm here is because of Venom. You know,
you don't
if
realize
Venom were to split up, I'd be fucked. I'd probably kill myself. You know,
you don't realize what's happening in the world until you go there. We came here and we thought France, okay, good, 22 miles away from England. We came here, and your police and your system, your what do you call them, customs are totally different. Wankers, shits, you know, and we didn't know that. Yeah, we didn't know how bad it was. You know, we were stopped for speeding, and it cost us 600 francs on the spot. That doesn't happen in England. In England, you get, no, don't do it again. You know, that's it.
I mean, when you say about the social things, I mean, if you're talking about like famine and poverty in the world, it's something you can't get away from because you see it on the television.
We can't do anything to correct that, so why should we even try? You know what I mean?
We're not claiming that we can solve all the world's problems. You know, nobody can. The politicians can't even solve.
Because I thought that speaking of Satan could be translated as the shit on the world, you know,
no,
I think.
No, Satan, say for example, in California, Anton LaVey, Satanism, right? You know the guy? He had a satanic church, right? Now he preaches Satanism. Now what he preaches is, do what you want. If you want something, get it. If you want to do something, do it. If you want sex, get it. Anything you want, anything you lust for. If you want to sin, fuck the church because they're wankers. So if you want to do something, do it. And that's what Venom do. Venom we'll go out on stage because we want to. We'll play this kind of music because that's the kind of music that we feel is great. You know, we'll sing about sex because it's great. You know, we're not attacking the church. We're just saying, well, we think you're wrong. We think, you know.
Church is it's full of hypocrites.
Yes, but
you know?
what I would like to know is, when you're finished your show, you go down the street and you take a look at the world, at your society, the cities, the people that are in front of you and crossing the street and so on.
Yeah.
What do you think of things that people that are totally different than you?
Well, that's their way of life.
That's if somebody's a skinhead,
we can't approach them and sort of say change.
No, but
we can't go to a mod or a skinhead and say, have a Venom LP, grow your hair long because it's what he wants to do, you know? Great. Because if we were like that, if we wanted to make people change, we would play the music, we would compromise, we would make music that made people with short hair or you know, mods, we would make them like us.
But I mean, we
just, you know, do our own thing.
We played in a church hall in Britain when we were first starting out, right? In England, we played this big church hall, right? Doing a gig. And about 70% of the crowd were fucking skinheads.
Yeah.
And they fucking loved it.
Because they accept us.
And the skinheads,
we didn't go outside to get them. They came of their own accord, you know. They you know, Venom.
The new Venom, you know, the new Venom power, killing.
See, a skinhead is a street person, an honest person. He's violent, but he's honest.
And the only reason he's violent is because violence approaches him. You know, I mean, Venom. We're not violent people. No,
we don't.
But I mean, if someone, we don't cause trouble. But people cause trouble for us, and if people cause trouble for us, that's done for that.
Yeah.
There was a band back in England called Rothschild.
Rothschild.
We heard that they slag them a bit, so we went to the studio when they were in Neat Records.
We went to see them. We said, come on, fight, you know.
Slag one now.
Come on, they all had the chains and everything.
We just walk in like this, no stage gear, no dogs, no.
In order to
people are already aware. People know.
As you told me about At War with Satan.
Yeah.
At War with Satan is against Satan.
Against
Satan.
No, it's not against.
No.
It's not against anyone. Like
it's not against anybody.
Just,
well, I might as well tell you now, right? At the end of At War with Satan, the actual track, right? The actual concept, the whole thing is reversed, right? So everything in
it could start again.
is reversed. So
the track starts and it goes through, and there's the big battle and everything, and there's the Holocaust, and then after the orgies, and everything's just going wild, right? And then right at the end, it just reverses, so the whole thing does that. In actual fact, you could just, if you've got a record deck, and the LP would keep just playing, and then doing that, it could do that, it just would go like that all the time. The whole story. The whole track. It could go on forever, you know? It just keeps joining onto each other.
No matter what happens in the world, if the world does eventually end with a Holocaust or anything, you've always got one constant factor, and that's time. So time's going to go on, evolution's going to go on, and it's all going to happen.
I mean, just
again.
because our solar system's going to disappear doesn't mean the other solar systems are going to disappear. We're only going to create a black hole. If our solar system just emerges and blasts, you're going to have a black hole. But then you've got all this universe over here that's still going to keep spinning. You know, time. Just because we've disappeared doesn't mean the whole lot's got to disappear. Time's infinite, it just keeps going. You know, that's right. But I mean, we don't have to preach that. You know, everyone should know that. You know, it's no, but like it's 1983. It's a fact. You know.
I would like to know your conception of that. It's alright. It's alright. You're not totally dumb as many people.
No, we're not fucking thick.
I like musicians speak of the concept a little deeper.
Oh yeah.
It's good. It's good.
But it's not political. You understand?
No, it's not.
It's not political depth. It's just inside.
Yeah.
It's a story, right?
Yes,
you could make a film. It's like fucking Star Wars. Star Wars is a fantasy.
I mean, Rush could have written a song called Star Wars down.
Yeah, it's the same with Rush. They write about science fiction. 2112, the end of the world, the state control and everything. That's very political.
That is
2112.
extremely political.
It's very political.
Red Star, Russia.
Yeah. You see, we're not going that far. We're not saying, oh, all the politics are going to do this and that, you know.
Well, you go to a crowd and you see a Rush crowd, all of 2,000-3,000 people, and very few of them understand the political insight. They're all just
they love the music. You know, the music appeals to them. They feel it. It's great.
The music always comes first. We write music. We don't preach. We don't say this is going to happen, that's going to happen. You shouldn't worship this. You shouldn't worship that. We just write music, and that's it. Full stop.
The bass player from Crocus, he told me that rock and roll is a book for people who can't read. What do you think of that?
It's a book for people who can't read, and it's also a book for people who can read.
It's both. There are a lot of people who understand what Venom are doing, but there are a lot who don't. Okay?
That's like saying...
But still people like what it is, what's going in their ears. They still like that.
That's like saying sex is something for people who can't understand politics. If you can't understand politics, you're going to have to revert to perversities, sex and that. It's not.
On the street, it's wrong.
Because I know for a fact that, I mean, say for example, this is one example, I know for a fact that a lot of politicians are actually witches and warlocks, and they do attend witches' ceremonies. You know, that is a fact.
Okay.
When they're away from being politicians, they're going to witches' ceremonies, dancing around the circles, getting into frenzies and having a good screw.
There's a very bad system in England. A class system. There is a lower class, the middle and the upper. Yeah. And if you're in the upper class, you can't accept people on the street. And that's wrong, you know. It should be a very, you know,
fucking have it on.
different on stage.
Where does this name come from, Mantis?
Mantis says, to my understanding anyway, Mantis is the god of hell.
Yeah.
It's like a mythology and stuff like that, you know.
Well,
Kronos
Greek
is
mythology.
It's a god of time. It's the one who has the time in his hand.
Yeah.
And Abaddon,
he's from the Bible. It's in the Bible.
The reason he picked the name is because it's the destroyer, you see. Because he's always destroying his drum kit.
And every fucking else is
Okay. So I think we will have that. I heard that in the United States you've got some little problems with
customs.
No, not custom, with Christian leagues. Is that true?
We get that all the time.
Everybody.
No,
all the
it's
time.
just stupid people.
Let's
They're stupid.
let's tell me about this.
Well, we're not attacking anybody. We're not saying, oh, what the fuck? We're not attacking the church, you know? And the church isn't attacking us. Well, the church is attacking us, but why? You know? It's really stupid. We don't know what they're doing it for. We get loads of letters in blood and all that. It's stupid, you know?
Because perhaps they think that you're gonna disturb their children's mind, something like that.
Well, surely everyone's got their free thought. Surely everybody can do anything they want to do.
Right.
You know, it's a free country. Everywhere's a free country apart from Russia. America is the most freest country in the world.
Yeah, but that can, what we could say is that dates back to the Black Sabbath phenomenon 10 years ago, when they were speaking about the devil, about black masses and so on stage, and some people were a little bit disturbed on that matter.
Well, them sort of people, if they're going to be disturbed, they shouldn't go to gigs.
That's right.
You know, them sort of people should be locked up in loony bins. They shouldn't go to gigs. You know, that's the trouble with the world. You know, there's too many crazies, man.
It's like it's the same with like real hardcore pornography films, right? It's there if you want it. It's the same with everything. It's with sex, with Satanism, with anything you can manage. Right?
You get political loonies, you get satanic loonies, you get pornography, you get perverts.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the same.
Yeah.
The thing with Venom is that get people mad is that you cannot ignore Venom.
Yeah, that's
See,
right.
if you've got a magazine, you open it up and an old lady's reading a magazine, there's this big, big porno picture, you know. She goes, oh, that's terrible, that's the same with Venom. You can't ignore Venom, and that's why people get annoyed, because you can't pass it off, you know.
Yeah, by the way, I would like to come, perhaps it's dangerous, to come to the a political stage. Don't you think your concept could be co-opted by political...
No way.
We will have nothing to do with politics whatsoever.
Politics is boring. It's one argument against another.
I know that.
I'm this.
I know that, but as far as you're dealing with crowds of people, and you're going to bring them a new concept, a concept about life in general. Don't you think that political range could enter your concept?
No.
It was the same back in England. The National Front in England tried.
That's what I thought about
they
it.
They tried to use like the skinhead bans against the black community, right? But the majority of the skinhead bands in England, they've got more brains than that. They don't want to know about that, right? Because I mean, it's the same. You get black heavy metal fans, you get black skinheads, you get black punks, right? So everybody, they shouldn't fight. They should all get together, right? If anybody, they should be fighting against, it should be the twats that have got them like on the door or whatever. But I don't want to get into all that crap. No, I don't want to get into politics.
Okay. And anyone has ever thought of make a psychoanalyst of you?
What?
A psychoanalyst.
Psychoanalyze?
Yeah, psychoanalyze.
No, understand?
Of your lyrics.
Well, look, does anybody not read into lyrics? And do that?
That's
it's so full of phantasm and fantasies that perhaps we could.
Well, it's like a book, you know. You get a real good book, like anything like The Exorcist or something, you know. It's a story. It's not true. It's just a story, you know. It's like a film. It's just a story, you know. You read it, and if you understand it, if you want to get into it, whatever. But then once you finish reading it, you put it down, and then you continue with what you were going to do if you hadn't read it, you know.
That's right. So if I would tell you a word like love, what would you think about it?
Love.
Directly.
Sex.
Love.
Sex or love? Love.
Yeah. Love.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody's
What do you think about love?
in private life or in the band?
In your mind,
What do I think about it? There's nothing
as
wrong
far
with
as
it.
you're concerned,
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's great.
it's great.
Yeah. Everybody should love everybody.
Everybody should have it, yeah.
Nobody should fight. What's the point in fighting?
What's the
Where'd
point
you
in
get?
fighting?
I could turn around to you right now and I could go sing, but where's it get me?
Yeah.
It doesn't
No
prove
way.
anything,
Tape recorder.
right? Yes, a tape recorder, right? I mean, everybody could fight amongst themselves, but what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, love's a great thing, right? Everybody wants peace in the world.
I mean,
right?
we love Venom, you know. We love Venom.
You love yourself.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Are you auto satisfied? Are you auto satisfied?
Auto satisfied.
Auto satisfied.
Are we out to
Satisfied by yourself.
Yeah, very. Yes.
Well, no.
So you're happy?
Yes and no, because when we're doing a gig, we're satisfied, but then after the gig, we're not satisfied because we want to get it bigger. You know what I mean? Once we've done it, then we're not satisfied with it anymore. Stage show, so I want to get bigger. Same with LPs. Once we've done an LP, what the fuck, talk to you loud.
And and about your the heavy metal scene, the international heavy metal scene in which you're involved.
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
Stinks.
It stinks.
Yeah.
It's becoming very commercial.
You know
Yeah.
what you said before.
We want to get away
Yeah.
from.
What you said before about bands having to be soft sometimes to commercialise. Yeah. Everybody's doing this. Everybody does that. That's bad. Yeah, that stinks. You hear Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And the old Judas Priest, you know, Sad Wings of Destiny. Great, excellent. Now that Judas Priest have got to be on the radio, they've got to be played on the television, you know, they're selling more LPs.
It's business.
But that shit, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, but you.
Losing fans.
You're losing fans. They should,
All their fans are turning around and coming to us now because it's like we're playing real metal now, you know.
Yeah.
We're playing the metal that people want to hear. They don't want to hear pop songs. That's for the girls, man.
that's what we say, you know, for chicks, you know. We go to the Mayfair in Newcastle on a Friday night, and all night, 3-4 hours, all night, there is not one song which is heavy metal, and it's a heavy metal disco. It's called heavy metal. It's all Journey, it's all Foreigner, it's all
Kansas and Raven.
Kansas,
Shit.
you know, Sticks. It's all that, you know. They don't play metal, you know. Years ago we used to play Motorhead, now we've stopped. You know, they don't play Motorhead because they're not commercial, you know.
No, not yet. No, not yet. And as a general feeling, do you think that music will bring you happiness?
Will bring us happiness.
Yeah.
It is doing now. We are very
Already?
happy. You know? All we are not happy about is that it costs a lot of money to put a show on, and we're not getting enough money in to put enough shows. You know, we would like to do more concerts to see more people. That's all. You know, we just
It costs a lot of money.
It costs a lot of cash.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we're not happy about. We just don't have enough money yet. We would like to have a big record label who can go lots of money. Everything we want, that would be great.
See, because what we're doing at the moment, what it seems like is we're selling LPs and we're getting the money. This is what it's like, right? We're making LPs, right? We're sweating and we're making LPs and we're selling these LPs and we're getting all the money and we're going. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
as soon
I know
as we
that.
do a gig, we're throwing thousands and thousands. America, we lost about 7,000, 8,000 pounds to do America. We lost. Throw it out the window. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Doing France, we'll probably lose the same. But what the fuck, the crowd,
Yeah,
the
but-
bands. You know?
When we come to Europe, we'll maybe only do 3, maybe 4 concerts. because we can't afford more. We would like to do 2 in France, 3 in France.
What, £1 million to throw away? We'd do a tour of the world.
Yeah.
But we haven't got £1 million to throw away.
I know.
That is the little thing that we're not happy about. That's the only thing that we are anxious about.
The world is too expensive for Venom.
Yeah, but don't you think you need that money to carry on your business, your own business?
Yeah, we do,
But
but
it's the same with any business. If you're going to start a business, whether it be a shop or anything, it's always a risk. You've always got to invest money into it and put your produce on the shelf. Before you can actually sell that produce, you've got to buy it.
I would say to you that he's outside and after John.
Same with anything. You've got to invest money to get money back.
Yeah.
And we're at that stage at the minute. We're investing everything we've got in Venom. There's one concert here, right? So that concert goes to pay for that concert. That concert goes to pay for that concert.
That's right.
That concert goes to pay for the new LP. The royalties of the new LP pay for the new single. Royalties of the new single pay for that concert. That concert pays for that concert. It's a vicious circle. You know, it goes on and on. And on.
All life is a gamble.
That's right.
We are just part of life. We're just part of life. We could sit at home and get our hair cut, sit in the house,
get married,
sit in the house with a beer, get married, have 14 babies, same as everybody. But it's not a gamble. We'll get nothing from it. We won't be happy.
I
We're
know
not
that.
gambling with anything.
Yeah,
We are gambling now. We
I get
spend a lot of
you.
money, but we're happy.
I get you.
Well, Venom may only last 2 years, 3 years, but it's going good.
Do you think that until now you always won your gambling? Do you think that? Yeah, you've always won your gambling.
in a way, yes and no. Yes and no.
We're always on the upclimb, but there's a lot of little, lot of
It's
little
like,
hassles.
it's not like that. It's like,
Yeah.
one step forward, two
Yeah,
steps
but
back.
at any stage it goes a little higher.
Oh yeah, it's always getting a little bit bigger.
Well, I mean, like Raven. But now, hey, they're just going straight down.
Yeah.
Whereas we're going climbing. It's real hard climbing.
It's hard, but
Yeah.
I mean, we are in France. We've never been to France before. We are now in France doing interviews, signing autographs. That's on the up.
I mean, if we had short hair, long beards and babies, would we be in France doing interviews and talking to all these people and getting photos taken?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's great.
But
See, get to the crowd, man. It's the fans that we want.
perhaps you have a sort of in a next future
Yeah.
to stop your business.
No,
No, perhaps.
Venom doesn't stop.
Okay.
Anyway, let's say in the range of 10 years,
Yeah.
10 years later.
See, about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time, 10 years. Do you think that you will change your mind? Do you think you will have to make another thing? How do you face your future?
We change with the times.
life
We
again.
change with the times, you see. We don't change the music or the image or anything. I will always be fucking long hair, dirty, But sort of like Welcome to Hell and black metal. Black metal is a progression from Welcome to Hell, right? Have you heard the 2 albums? They're different albums. They're both the same band, but they're different albums.
Yeah.
It's a progression. Now, what we're saying, the new album is a progression again.
Okay.
And then Possessed will be a progression of that. Everything's a progression. None of the albums sound the same. They haven't got the same songs on, It's all a progression, None of the albums.
Yeah, but
Maybe
Life is a progression. In 10 years' time, the album that we've got out in 10 years' time will it'll be miles away from Welcome to Hell, but it'll still be powerful, the most powerful, the most heaviest, wildest.
why I like Venom is like I feel some honesty in that music.
We're honest because we're there with the
I
fans.
feel this honesty, and I
Well,
like Venom that way.
We are not good musicians. We're not brilliant musicians.
Yeah.
But all three, all together, the whole thing, and the
Yeah,
lights, and
it's an
everything.
entity,
It's
yeah.
an entity. Yeah, it's the whole thing, and that is why it's honest. Because there's no pretenses, there's no false egos.
Yeah.
Everything is just.
We don't sit like we're rock stars going,
I couldn't sit and say, best drummer in the world, fuck you, because I'm not. I'm only good with the other two.
Would you be able to go on your business if one of you get bored of his own music?
I don't think so. No.
like we've said before, we're not the best musicians in the world, right? You could find better musicians to replace with, but without Kronos, Venom wouldn't be the same. Without me, Venom wouldn't be the same, and without Abaddon, it wouldn't be the same. So if one of were left, that would be the end of it.
Because we all taught, like I taught myself to play, he taught himself to play.
We've had no lessons.
We don't play like anybody else in the world. You know, other musicians play the same. You know, you get other bands and they can jam with each other. We can't get on the stage with Judas Priest. Anybody. I mean, these guys. We couldn't get on the stage.
Jump.
We'd make a fucking arse of ourselves.
If you started playing something and said, "Come and jump on stage," we couldn't.
Like as that guy says last night, out of and he was playing. It's really hard to play.
When we started, we were all sort of maybe 6 months. We first pick up the instrument, you know, first get our gear. Don't know what we're doing. And then 6 or 7 months later, we're making a single, you know. And we hadn't been playing for years.
Which is just a noise, you know.
It was just a racket, you know. We did Live Like an Angel and then Legal Satan. 6 months after that, I got a drum kit. Never seen it before, didn't know how to use it. And all of a sudden we got gear. And we think, oh, you know, play it.
We don't know, like things like crotchets and quavers and music, you know, and beats like 1, 2, 3, 4, E and. You know, fucking plow. Great.
Fucking power.
If it sounds good, it works. If it doesn't sound good, it doesn't work.
Do you think that, what do you think of groups that change every time musician, like
Rainbow
and
yeah.
All that lot.
Well, the thing is, they're great musicians, you see. They're all excellent musicians. They can do that. We can't do that.
That's what those bands are after, you see. They're after the finest set of musicians in the world to make the finest band in the world, right?
That doesn't always happen.
But it doesn't happen because you get the finest musicians in the world and there's always a lot of
They're
arguing.
all fighting.
They're all fighting.
I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better than you.
I want a 20-minute lead break, I want a 30-minute drum solo. It fucks the concert. Deep Purple.
Yeah.
The whole Deep Purple thing started great, and all of a sudden he wanted to do a solo, he wanted to go off, he was on stage for 20 minutes, he was doing a 30-minute drum solo. The thing was boring, you were watching a boring bunch of old men doing nothing, just inflated egos.
The thing is with us, when we go in the studio and we start plowing away with a song, right, new song, right, go, we start playing it, we don't care if it speeds up or slows down, so long as when we listen to it, it sounds good. If it sounds good, great.
So you get Welcome to Hell.
You know, if it doesn't sound good,
if you take the track Welcome to Hell, I didn't know this, he told me, you pick up the track Welcome to Hell, okay, off Welcome to Hell, you put it on at the start, and you listen to it for a little while, you take it off and you put it on the end, it's nearly twice as fast. You don't realise
by the end it's the excitement, you see.
You don't realise unless you do that. He did that and showed me it was right. I argued with him, said it was wrong, but he said, listen, you know, yeah.
Is your personal life as speed as your music? No.
Not me, no.
I like to get around and that, like, but
You're quite a cool guy.
Yeah.
I like to fuck a lot.
I like fuck, I like drink.
I like fucking and drinking,
Yeah. Would you have been to the concert of Crosby, Still and Nash in Paris last week? No, not to this end. Okay.
We go to Crosby, Stills and Nash. We would go to see any group, any band, like heavy metal band, to see what I like to see the new, what's happening new. But all the old bands, nothing new to offer. You know,
I got a tape of that.
Vulcan.
Huh? Got a film?
Did you?
They are here.
Oh, it's good. Is it there? It's live?
There is some live stuff on it.
Some two tracks are live.
Oh, it's good.
I hope you like it.
Yeah.